Welcome back. Well, the Trade Union Federation, SAFTU, says it's pushing ahead with its national shutdown on Wednesday over the declining economy. The Trade Union Federation's General Secretary, Zwelima Vavi, says over 200 unions and political parties will be part of the protest, including a march. Last week, COSATU and GIWUSA confirmed they would also be taking part in the shutdown. Our reporter Tumaole Mohlaoli joins us now in our studios. Tumaole, good afternoon to you. We all understand the rising cost of living, the pressure it's put people under. Look at the cost of fuel, look at the cost of food, look at the cost of bread, polony, whatever. What are these union federations actually hoping will happen as a result of their protest?
Well, Stephen, they're certainly hoping that their protest, if it pans out as envisaged, will shake up basically the sector. It will shake up the economy and remind the employers, including government specifically, as the largest employer in the country, that the workers remain the priority. Now, SAFTU has been bemoaning the fact that privatization and the retrenchments of workers specifically has been an issue that government has not been able to stave off or to halt. And they say at the current levels and things in terms of how things are going, it is certainly going to end in disaster. Now, SAFTU General Secretary Zwelima Vavi says that government has failed to make its policies worker-centric to ensure that it protects and grows the workforce. Instead, what's happening, it says that the economies are starting to become more streamlined and that they're laying off workers, and at current levels, it is unsustainable.
So they'll be having protests. Are they going to then try and stop people from working? Are they telling their members not to work on that day?
Well, they're certainly saying that they are calling on workers to come out in solidarity. Zwelima Vavi was quite frank when he said that in terms of turnout, they can't say or guarantee there will be the kind of turnout that unions had been used to in the early 2000s or so. So Vavi admitting there that perhaps unions don't have the kind of pull that they would ordinarily or in the past used to have. He says that workers will then have to find it within their hearts or search their souls to see if they can come out and show the government, which is the biggest employer, and of course the markets, that they still have a say, they still have a sway.
One of the biggest reasons that the union federations don't have quite the support they used to is that there isn't the same unity that there was. As Zwelima Vavi will remember, he was the General Secretary of COSATU before he was expelled. Are COSATU and SAFTU now working together? Are they pretending to work together but not really? Or are they sort of working together but pretending not to?
Well, it's a difficult one to ask, and when it was put to him directly, Vavi said that, while the details are still being finalized, one wonders at this, 11th hour, basically, if details are still being finalized, how much unity there is between unions. But he says that the unions, in terms of their coordination and from the leadership point of view, they are working together. He says despite statements that have been released on social media as well as publicly, that SAFTU remains committed to working together with NUMSA and other unions. He says that the spats can be expected and that it's more personality clashes and that the unions have to manage those processes a lot better. So he's trying to put it down to more a friction of personalities than actually solidarity. And we'll see when the day comes whether this union of convenience between the unions will actually yield results. As far as Vavi is concerned, they're having workers who have pledged to come from as far afield as Limpopo, as Eastern Cape, as Free State, as the Western Cape. So he says this will be a national action, but the numbers are going to be the defining factor.
There's a lot that's going to go on here. In a way, it's difficult to sort of get a straight view, but a lot of the factors as to why food prices have gone up so dramatically are out of government's control, they're out of businesses' control. There's some businesses that are making bigger profits, oil companies certainly are, food producers are not really. Do they believe that anything's going to change? I mean, what we're seeing is predictions by economists that in fact inflation in South Africa may have peaked, even though it's going to be much higher in other countries.
Well, SAFTU certainly says that they don't believe that anything will change overnight. They're saying that this particular march is more of making a statement that while workers continue to face these challenges. Of course, saying that workers are the most taxed, and yet they are not the ones enjoying the resources and the benefits of the economy. He says that this is going to be a work in progress, and something that will show that certainly workers are now deciding to stand together to change things around. And then when you look at it, Statistics South Africa says that with the employment figures that are likely to be published, about 370,000 jobs were created in the economy. This is certainly good news, but not enough jobs to certainly suggest that the country would not have instability. When Vavi was saying that when you look at the uprisings and the social delivery protests, it's something of a warning that bigger problems will certainly emanate if this is not staved.
Tumaole Mohlaoli, thanks very much indeed for that update. Well, of course, more coverage to come on that ahead of the preparations tomorrow and during the national stay away on Wednesday itself.